The following podcast is part of the MindBodySpirit.fm podcast network.
Study and play come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get the best of both worlds. Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Hi, I'm Lindsay, host of the Live Like Eden podcast. What do you do when your whole life flips upside down? Are you questioning everything, lost in chaos, or yearning for life's deeper meaning? I've been there, deep in the thick of it, unraveling my own awakening mess for over 20 years. Now I'm here to help you through yours. I share no-nonsense weekly wake-ups, cutting through the ego's illusions to wake you up to your own spiritual wisdom. No mountaintop bliss needed here, just practical tools, insights, and real-life experience to save you time. Plus, a much-needed laugh when we're all losing it. Let's dive into this fresh new episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Lindsay, and I'm thrilled that you're here. If you've been listening for a while or you're new to the show, welcome. We're going to talk about something that I think about regularly, and that's this idea of, is there something beyond thought? Do thoughts really create our reality? I think about this a lot because the whole point of this Live Like Eden podcast, in every single episode, I am trying to bring up the spiritual essence, the true essence of who we are, so that we remember that. There's this memory of spirit in our home, in God, or somewhere else, beyond this world. And how do we get back to that essence? We are smothered with distraction every single day. We've been conditioned since day one, and not only since day one of this lifetime. I'm talking about day one that we separated from the whole. We're talking about lifetimes over and over and over, and the conditioning runs deep. And with so much information today coming at us from the neuroscientists and the metaphysicians and the psychologists, you hear it, your thoughts create your reality. Your thoughts and your feelings are creating your reality. You're doing it to yourself. Therefore, you have the power to change it. Now, that's a lovely concept, and it's very helpful because you actually do have the power to shift how you feel and how you think, or whether or not you attach to certain thoughts or feelings. We all have that ability. And in that world, it's almost like, well, you just create a new thought, create a whole new line of thinking, and then you'll create that reality that you want for yourself. If that's not working, then shift over here and create a new line of thinking, a new way of feeling. Set the tone differently, and then all of your desires will come to you. It's just attraction, right? Everything will come back to you. And many of you have probably done all that. Maybe some things work and some things don't. I myself love visuals. I envision a certain thing that I desire in the future, and I hold that image in my mind. Sometimes I draw it out and throw it somewhere and don't look at it for years until all of a sudden I go, oh, wow, look at that. That came true, but it didn't happen on the timeline I thought it would. So these are things that are out there. These are things you can do in your life to help you feel better, to make your life more enjoyable, more adventurous, doing the things that your heart desires, feeling joy. All these things are helpful. But I can't help but wonder, is it really true that our thoughts and feelings are creating our reality? We know that governments know this. Any of you who've done a deep dive into MK Ultra over the years, you know the power of brainwashing or mind control or programming, right? Psychologists, scientists know this. They know it, and they use it to program someone. How is this possible, right? How is it possible that somebody else could have power over you? The only thing that I can think of, and this is just me talking, it's just something that comes to me, that when the awareness isn't present in any of us, the awareness of who we truly are as a spiritual being, then maybe it's possible that we believe we're the mind. If we believe we're a mind and we believe we're a thought, and somebody's telling us that all the time, and society at large, and the culture around us, and the collective, which is huge, is constantly imprinting that into us, we believe it. I'm asking a different question today. Does that have to be true? Is there a way out? Is there another way to live that isn't consumed by thoughts and feelings dictating your reality? Have you ever thought about this? I'm guessing you have, especially if you're somebody who's trying to create a reality you want and then it doesn't work. And you're wondering, I must have done something wrong, right? And then the poor me starts happening. I'm obviously not powerful enough, right? Because they tell us how powerful the mind is. And it's almost as if they want us to believe that it's so, so powerful and that all we have to do is just shift it into positivity and then we'll be all powerful beings, right? Well, where I'm going today is kind of cutting the cord on all of that. It's cutting the cord. It's not saying you don't have a mind. I'm not saying that you can't use your mind in your life because we all have minds. We use them. It's a very helpful tool as we get through the world. In fact, if we didn't have them, we probably wouldn't even be here, you know? But the question I have is, how attached are we to this mechanism? Another way to think about it, is if we're really spiritual beings, and you hear that too, we're really spiritual beings having a human experience. And if we truly exist beyond our thoughts, then why are we letting the mind hold the steering wheel to dictate our own freedom? It's like we're handing power to our mind to do everything. If I just think this and hold on to this belief, this will happen. I'll feel better. I get an image right now of just holding on for dear life, like I'm holding on to a tightrope. And if I don't keep holding on, I'm going to let go into the abyss of nothing, right? Your whole life is going to be over if you don't hold on tighter. So I want to get into this today. I want to get into this question is, do thoughts really create your reality? And I want to use this visual. I want to use this image. I want you to think about it as I mention it. And we're going to get back to it in just a few minutes towards the end of the show. But I get an image of our energy fields, right? We all are encapsulated in this energy field. And I get this image of a spider web that is three-dimensional and deep through our energy fields. And there's all these different lines of web everywhere. They're interacting, making this huge structure around and within us. Now, think about this for a minute. A spider web is sticky. You ever get in your garage and you're clearing away something, there's a spider web all over it and you get it in your hands, right? It's sticky. It's disgusting. I just did it this weekend. I was like, ugh. So it's a sticky web. Now think about all the thoughts running through your mind, all the beliefs, the ideas, the opinions that you have in your life. And what happens when those run through you in your sticky web? They stick there, don't they? And they get stuck and they can't leave. It's like a trap. This web seems like a trap. And if we're unable to let go and clear away this huge container of web, we build layer upon layer upon layer of thoughts, ideas, experiences, events in our lives, things that we've done over and over and over again that just stick in there. And you're just creating one layer of web after another. So if something new enters your life, it's very new, it's something you've never felt before, the tendency is for it to get stuck again, right, in this field. So I want to talk about this field, the sticky web that we all have. And if you don't like the sticky web, think of something else that works for you, that you're just swimming in a pool of sludge in your field, that there's heaviness in the field. It's like quicksand and nothing can move very freely. My aim today is to get you to see what's sticking in your life. All the thoughts, ideas, beliefs, feelings sticking in the field. And we're going to get to, how do we get rid of this sticky field? How do I get away from all of the layers, all of the ego's traps and distractions and delusions, so that I can access the spiritual self that's always there awaiting our return? It's always there. I sometimes think of it as like spirit's just sitting there having a coffee, just shooting the shit in the coffee shop, just waiting for us to walk in. Oh, you're back, So today, before I get into how we're going to do this, I just want to go over a couple things. One, we'll start with the mechanics of your own mind. And then the second part, let's look at the ego's trap of validation, how it can actually make things worse for you. And then we'll get into clearing out the garbage of the web. And then I'll give you 3 simple things, just a 3-step process, really easy. No need to pull out a dictionary to figure out what I'm saying. It's just simple that you can apply in your life wherever you go, because this is an ongoing practice. It's not something that you go, oh, I'm going to clear my energy and then I'm good the rest of my life. We're in an onslaught. Don't underestimate the power of the collective mind, the agenda that's out there, constantly putting these things into our mind to make us powerless so that we don't access this true spiritual power that's sitting within. So let's start with the mechanics of the mind. And I just want you to think for a minute, do you know how your mind operates? Are you somebody, and I was just talking to a great friend the other day about this concept, are you somebody who you think all the time? The mind is just constantly going and you're grabbing a hold of all of it and it's like entertainment, right? But it never stops. So you're a thinker. You're in the thinking mind and it's dictating everything. Or maybe you're somebody who's a feeler. You kind of feel your way through life. Maybe you get images. Maybe you hear things. What are the things that you experience that are dictating your reality? Because it really doesn't matter what the experts with the white coats and, all the degrees on the wall are telling us about how we interpret reality. They can be helpful. It can give us insight. But the real question I have for you is, how do you perceive your own day-to-day? How do you perceive the world you're living in? How do you dictate your own reality? Because each one of us is going to do it a little bit differently. We all have a mind, and minds function in a very similar way. The ego is very, very creative and masterful, and the level at which it operates might be different in each one of us, but the foundational structure of it is still the same. The ego identity is the boss in all of us, right? We believe that's the truth. The identity we are is what we are. Think about it right now. Have you ever taken a moment to just understand how you perceive reality? And if you haven't before, you might want to take some time in your life and say, today I'm just going to watch how I am thinking, how I'm believing, how I'm feeling, and what's happening. Like, how am I believing a certain situation? Because we all perceive situations differently. What I might think or say can really trigger somebody else to go into a whole story. And you've seen this in your own life. Maybe you ask somebody a question. You ask them a question and you had nothing behind that question. And that person took that question, ran a program from like 25 years ago and started running in a loop in their head. And you never mentioned anything about that. So maybe you're someone like that. So just see where you are. Get to know you. Get to know how you operate. And this is really the only way that we can make any changes, right? We have to be honest and get real with ourselves. We have to say, yeah, I totally do it like this. This is how I operate. Let's look at the anatomy of attachment. How does it happen? Let's say, for instance, you're worried and you're really worried about an outcome of a particular event. It's got you in knots. You're grabbing a hold of it every second. You feel constricted. Your stomach is now in knots and you feel like you're going to throw up. You're just consumed by this worry. I'm sure everybody listening can pick a time in your life when you felt that, no matter what it was. Could have been personal, work-related, it doesn't matter. The feeling is still the same. The mechanism is still the same, of the mind holding on, grabbing a hold, terrified of the outcome, thinking it has total control of the outcome too, right? It wants total control of the outcome. And if that outcome is not met, that's the worry. That's the anxiety. And you're worried that you don't know what's going to happen too, right? The fear of the unknown comes in. It's like you're frozen. Your fight or flight response is going. And this is a pattern that will happen over and over and over. I'll give you a personal example of tremendous worry and anxiety and how the mind is grabbing a hold of these images and thoughts to prevent you from living your life. When I was going through a radical shift in my own consciousness, I was going through so many changes physically, mentally. Everything was changing in my life and I had no control over it. I had no say in it. I would get these huge bouts of energy just flooding into my system and it felt like I was being rewired, but I couldn't do anything about it. I could just watch it, relax into it, allow the process to continue, but I didn't like it. Okay, so there was something physical happening, but I hated every minute of it. So my mind was really resisting the process, not enjoying it, fearful that I would never get out of it. Because I had so much energy in the system and the nervous system was very heightened, it was very difficult to go out into our very stimulating world. It was awful. I didn't want any part of it because it was too difficult at the time. And I was tired of this fight or flight going off and just feeling like I was all over the place. So the mind was spinning into worry. It was really worried about what was happening because it didn't know. And that's really what it boils down to for all of us, this fear of unknown, that somehow we're going to lose control of our outcome, of our life, and then what? And that's the question, like, and then what? What's going to happen? Do we think we're just going to cease to be here? Because so far in my experience, all the crazy mental things that have happened, the fear of annihilation in the ego's mind, even when the death of somebody you thought you were completely dissolves, you're still here. But your perception is radically different. But the fear comes in and the worry comes in because it doesn't know what that will look like. It's so used to being a certain way. So the mechanism of the mind, right, and the anatomy that's going on there is the mind is holding on to what it knows, to what it wants to know, and it's terrified of not knowing. And you could apply that to anything in your current life, anything, not knowing. And then what happens if you don't know, or what's going to happen? It's like a petrified child, right? Like a terror comes in. And that's what's happening all the time. Grabbing a hold, wanting control, grab a hold here, grab a hold here. What'll happen if I completely let go of the cord? Or what happens if the cord is cut for me? What's going to happen? You think you're going to fall into the abyss, never to be heard of again, right? But this is the mind's fear. This is the ego mind's fear. Very important to see that the ego is the one that is terrified. It's terrified of its demise. So there's the mechanism of how the mind is operating. So in your own life, think about when you grab a hold of something, whatever it is, when you're grabbing a hold of that and you're attached to the thought, you're attached to that specific belief or opinion of something, and you hold on to it like you're white knuckling it, right? The grip is so strong. And suddenly all these thoughts, all these beliefs, these passing clouds, they could be just passing through, now becomes an inevitable torrential downpour of a storm because we just keep holding and it's sticking into the web, right? That invisible web. The more we hold on to that thought, the more we pile up and gunk up the web. So the instinct of our mind is to grab a hold of thought, grab a hold of feelings, grab a hold of everything coming in. It seems very natural to us. But the question I have is it really natural? Is that a facade? Is that a mask so we don't actually see what's inherently natural, which is our spiritual self, with a capital S? The spirit within all of us, the same spirit that resides for all of us. Not my special little spirit, the spirit, all capital letters, the messenger of truth that's here to wake us up, to return us to our reality and home in God. So when we hold on to these thoughts and we attach to them, or the feelings and beliefs, what are we doing? We're giving them power. We're handing over what could be our spiritual power, and we're handing it over to the mind. So now the mind is in the driver's seat, right? It's the pilot. It's piloting the car or the plane or whatever you're in, whatever kind of craft you want to be in. So we have the mechanics. We can see how the mind operates. It's really helpful if you start witnessing how your mind is operating in your day-to-day life. And maybe just take some time for yourself. Take the next couple weeks and just kind of watch. Really sit back. Get out a pen and paper, physically or mentally. Take notes on how you interact in the world around you. And really come at it without judgment. Really get into that observer, the one that's just watching. No commentary. And see what you see. The next thing I want to go over is the ego's validation trap. Watch where you do this in your life. We love to feel validated, don't we? We want somebody to be on our team too. Not just my own ego validation, but I want somebody else externally in my life to reinforce my validation. I want them to be on my team. Think about it. It's kind of this righteous ego. And one thing that comes to my mind is when we hear the phrase, my feelings are hurt. It starts when we're very young. Very little kids say, you hurt my feelings. Because kids can be mean. Let's be real. We can all be mean. We can cast judgment to other people without even knowing we're doing it. So we have this thing about feeling hurt. Somebody attacked me. These are attack thoughts. And we want somebody to be right there with us that says, you have every right to feel the way you feel. You have every right to feel like you can't move forward because somebody did this to you, right? This person attacked you, whether it was physically, verbally, energetically, and now I have a right to play the victim for a while. Have you done that before? I've done that. I'm just going to throw a little pity party just for a little while to feel sorry for myself. But this is just another way to reinforce the ego's mind. Keep the dream of the identity going. Keep the ego's thought system in place. Feel the validation that I'm right and you're wrong. And we wear it as a badge of honor too, right? It's kind of like, let me just put on my little badge of honor. I'm validated and everybody else agreed with me. Therefore, those people are wrong. And you can see this today in such a major way. The world is so conflicted. And because of the lifetime broadcasting that we're living in, right? Every social media, every news channel, everything is like a broadcasting, like we're broadcasting our life on the internet to the world all the time. And I can't help but think, why are we doing that? Like, does anybody really care? Why do I need to take a video of myself walking over here? No one cares. We never used to do that. But again, here comes the conditioning. The conditioning is running deep that we all need to be reporters, reporting what's happening in the world. And we need to have a side. We need to pick a side, have an opinion, have an idea, hold on to that, put it in the web, put it in our individual sticky web, and stick it in the collective web, right? And the collective web is split. We got a dual collective mind. There's a dual collective mind, and then maybe spirit's got its idea of a collective mind. That's a one mind. But the ego's version is split. So that's us against them all the time. And you have to pick a side. They keep telling you got to be on a side. Well, I say drop the shenanigans. We don't need to pick a side. We can start analyzing and looking at what's actually happening here. I don't have to participate in that. I can actually witness the mechanism of my own mind where I'm grabbing a hold of all of these thoughts and beliefs and thinking they're dictating my reality. And then I can really look at where I'm using these things to validate how I feel, validate my behavior in the world, and think it's okay. And in the meantime, I'm beefing up my ego program because I'm right and you're wrong. I mean, I have a right to act this way because X, Y, and Z just happened to me. And there's that righteous mentality, a little bit of arrogance from the ego coming out. And the more and more we do this, the more we validate our feelings and our thoughts because we need to be right, the more we beef up the web, the more that the sticky web is there. And the more that we do that, the more that we allow those thoughts and beliefs to stick in our web, the more we will create that reality for ourselves because we believe it. And the key word there is we believe it. We believe the thought. We believe the feeling coming in. We believe all of it. But what happens if we stop believing it? Just because a thought comes in does not mean that I need to pull on it, hold on to it, and wrap my arm around it 100 times and believe it. That is a choice.
This spring, Uber Eats has you covered. Whether you're celebrating mom, dad, or your favorite grad, not all of us are great planners, and with the Uber Eats gift hub, you don't have to be. Send flowers, perfume, champagne, or just their favorite meal straight to their door. Gifts arrive in as little as 25 minutes, and you can add a personalized video message for that additional so-not-last-minute touch. So this spring, get a leg up on gift giving with Uber Eats. Last-minute gifts that land every time. Must be 21 or older to purchase alcohol. Product availability varies per region. See app for details.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
Struggling with weight loss? Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet is a clinically developed nutrition program designed to promote fat loss while protecting lean body mass. Developed at USC's Longevity Institute, it assists the body in entering a fasting-like state that helps reset metabolism and target visceral fat. In just 5 days, Prolon offers a science-backed approach to weight loss without extreme restriction or guesswork. Get 15% off plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe at prolonlife.com/now.
So let's go deeper now into how we can clear the garbage of the web. We can eliminate this sticky mess so that anything coming in can move freely through us and we have access to the spiritual self that's sitting in the coffee shop. So how do we clear the garbage? Well, first we have to acknowledge that the garbage is there. How many of you have ever thought, well, I don't do that. I'm not in that camp. The truth is we all are in that camp on some level, whatever level that is. And how many levels there are, who knows? But the fact is we all do it. And when you understand that you're living in this big, huge field of stickiness, and that the entire collective mind of the egos, anyway, is one big sticky mess. And the authorities want us to believe what they're telling us, right? They want us to hold on and stick to their game, stick to the thought, hold on to that. And then our own individual mind is doing that. We're doing our own personal stickiness, holding on to things in our life. And I want you to think about something for a minute. What would it feel like for you to just let go of the things that you're really holding in your life? What would that be like? Can you even imagine it? I just get a feeling immediately of, oh, I can relax. My shoulders start dropping away from my ears. The tension fizzles and I feel lighter. I'm smiling. I'm laughing. I'm joyous. I'm enjoying the things in my life because I'm not holding on anymore to any of it. Imagine that. Take a minute. Imagine it for yourself. And if you're able to imagine it, it's possible. If you can picture it and feel it in a new way, not in the old way of grasping a hold and constricting and staying in a box, but really feeling this freedom. And what I mean by that is a freedom that is with you no matter what is happening in your external world. This is getting to the deeper essence of spirit. You want to imagine feeling pure peace, not ecstatic nirvana and bliss and ecstasy, nothing like that, just contentment, peace, the calm after the storm, the calm that extends in all directions, that is so pure, really, truly powerful, and is with you all the time. It's with you as you navigate more storms that may come. But instead of getting wrapped up in the hurricane, instead of swirling around like a nutcase, you watch it pass by while staying in the calm. So keeping that image in your mind, I want you to think about 3 things, simple tools to help you in your day-to-day that will help you clear away the yuck and access the spiritual side beyond thought. Again, we're going beyond the thinker. But before we can do any actionable step, right, before we can actually be aware of what we're doing, watch what we're doing, and try to shift into our spiritual essence beyond the drama of the mind, is we have to realize that we have a choice. There's a decision maker within us that can decide how we perceive our reality. This is not a show about how to get what you want. So I'm not trying to tell you that. I'm trying to tell you that whatever happens in your life, whether you get what you want or you don't, that you have the ability to do it in peace with spirit. And that's what we're going for here. We're going for stability. Most of us are on the roller coaster. We're going up and down and upside down and corkscrewing our way through life. That I just want to get on that coaster that's just coasting flat along a beautiful river. And it's not moving. It's just stable. Do you ever feel like you're losing it, right? Unstable? That's how a mind operates. It's very unstable. It's up and it's down and it's over here and then it's throwing something at you here. We're looking for something deeper, right? The calm spiritual essence, the stability beneath the form. So you know you have a decision maker. Maybe some of you haven't felt it yet, but do know that it's there. The possibility is there that you can choose how you're seeing your life. If you don't see it that way yet, it's just simply because you're in a reactionary state of being. You're just reacting to everything around you, not realizing that there's a space deep within that you can rise above this internal battle and you can have sort of a 30,000 foot view about what's going on here. And I don't mean like get in an airplane and go up and look down. I mean like get in yourself and realize you can rise above the internal noise and start seeing differently. So I'll give you 3 simple steps to clear away this sticky web that starts the process, okay? I want you to think about 1, using the observer. The observer is this vast field of awareness. For those of you that are new to the show, I refer to this a lot. The observer is that place where you're able to watch yourself think, watch yourself do anything. And there's no judgment in this place. And it's just this vast awareness field. You could call it consciousness. You could call it energy. It really is up to you what you call it. But just for the sake of the show, I like the observer because you're literally observing yourself and you're getting real. Like you're not afraid to say, wow, look what I'm doing there. Look at that. Look at the ego go there. So number 1, observe. And you're using that observer to watch how you're interacting in your day-to-day life, how you interact with other people. Are you taking a thought and holding on to it, and then that's creating your reality? Or are you allowing things to pass through you? Are you a feeler, a thinker, or a visual person, or you hear things? Like literally go in and use that giant field of awareness to observe and watch yourself. That's step number 1. And if you're just starting out, just do that step. Just start there. Don't even try to go any further. Just get comfortable in the field. I like to think of it as the ether, right? This vast mystical essence that's there, just as this little sidekick for you. It's your little pal. And that pal is actually your friend because it's not judging you. It's not making you feel bad. It doesn't need validation. It's not doing any of that. It's just there. It's just present and aware. That's all. So get comfortable with that. The second thing to help clean your sticky web is you have to learn to catch yourself. So the moment you feel in your life when something's happening, that you shift internally, the moment a thought, a feeling, somebody said something to you, you've received information from anywhere, right? You're reading an article, you're listening to the news, you're watching, whatever it is. So any external stimulus that you are focused on, and suddenly your energy shifts inside. You feel something happen. You don't like it. Ooh, I feel different. I don't like that. Catch yourself doing it. So instead of that external stimulus coming into your field and sticking into the web again and staying there, I want you to catch it yourself. Watch yourself and catch it. You caught it before it has a chance to stick, right? We're catching it so that we don't have to spin more silk in the web. We don't want to keep building up this web anymore. We're catching it. I caught it. There it is. I'm shifted. I feel different. And I don't like that. Right? So now I'm aware. I used 1, the observer. I was watching myself. 2, I noticed there was a shift in my field. I noticed I didn't like something. And whether it's a feeling or you're thinking it, you caught it. You're catching it. So the next thing to think about is number 3, you're now going to choose which way you want to see this situation. Do you want to see it through the eyes of the ego that's going to take that bit of information and keep it sticking in your field, right? And just pile up with all the other things. More baggage in the field, more luggage. You now need to go buy more sets of, luggage to drag in your field. Or are you going to choose the spiritual self or the Holy Spirit or whatever terms you want to give it? Are you going to choose to see it through Spirit's eyes and lighten the load and allow that information that just came into you, whether it was thought, feeling, belief, idea, you caught it. And now I'm going to say, I'm going to hand this over to Spirit and I want to see it through Spirit's non-judgmental eyes and I'm going to let it go. And I'm actively working to clear myself. And then you may notice whatever that situation is may lead to a lot of other thoughts and feelings or experiences that you've had that are related. And as they come up, you do the same thing. You notice, you observe them, you see them, you catch them, and you can decide, do I need to see it through the eyes of the ego anymore? Even if it's something that happened 20 years ago, do I still need to view it through the ego? Do I still need to be validated? Do I still need to keep it in the prison cell and hold it there so that I continue to create this timeline or reality for myself? When you open up to Spirit, you're freeing your mind. When you open up to the spiritual side, you're now freeing yourself to find peace. And you're realizing that something greater than yourself the higher intelligence, if you will, is leading the way. That spirit has your back. That spirit knows what's best for you, even though you may not believe it. The mind wants to believe itself all the time, right? What our vision of our life should be is usually coming from our mind. The ego's vision of itself. I'm going to be amazing over here, right? And the ego props us up. Or it does the opposite, right? Wants us to feel terrible, but it's still the ego. Spirit would not have it that way. Spirit is simply waiting for our arrival to clear away the sticky web. That's all it's doing. It's waiting. It's waiting for us to see that what we're doing here isn't really our reality. So when you hear things out there that thoughts are creating your reality, if you just think this way, you're going to create that. Well, is it true? Do I have to live that way? That seems constricting to me. Can I choose another way that has nothing to do with any of that? And even as I implement different things in my life and set things up for myself, create or receive visions of where I want to go in my life, those are all amazing. But if I'm doing it with the ego and I don't get that outcome, what's going to happen? I'm going to take that, store it in my web, and it's going to stay there. And every time more and more information comes in, it's just getting flooded in that web. So it's important, if you're really wanting to feel different in your life, if you're looking beyond just getting what you want in the world, if you're looking to create a relationship with the spiritual essence that's sitting within you, then it's necessary to consciously invoke the decision maker aspect of yourself, to rise above the battleground of this push-pull that's going on. If that shift that comes in and you go, ugh, right? When the ego doesn't like it, ugh. You know what I'm talking about. So use those 3 simple tools, knowing that you have to implement and use the decision maker to do all of this. So just as a reminder, if you're looking to go kind of beyond thought, trying to get in touch with something greater, not being so attached to my beliefs and ideas and feelings and all these things that are running my life, if you're ready to open that door to something else, then just using these 3 little things can start that path for you. And just to recap, 1, use the observer. 2, catch what you're doing. Catch it before it sticks. And number 3, make a decision. Choose how you see it. You have a choice. And if you choose the ego, that's okay. Just know that you're doing that. Just be aware. Well, today I chose the ego. I'm just not ready to hand that over yet. And that's perfectly okay. We're in this classroom as students, right? This whole world, big classroom with spirit as our guide. And we're the students unlearning all the programming and the conditioning that's been happening for eons. I hope this makes sense to you. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'd love to hear from you. I just always think about this. It's like, I know that thoughts are powerful. They are. But do we have to believe them? Do they have to dictate everything we're doing in our life? And I hope that you answer that question for yourself the more and more you work through these 3 simple things and really think about it. Like, go a little bit deeper. There must be something more. There must be a way to feel liberated and free of mind. Before I sign off here, I just wanted to let you know I've got 3 new helpful tools on my website at livelikeeden.com. There is an awakening quiz there that will give you a podcast playlist to help you where you are in your current stage of awakening. There's also what I like to call Beyond the Word Salad, an awakening symptoms checklist. It's for people that are in the midst of awakening and you feel like, what is happening to me? Everything's changing. I don't feel comfortable. It's just to give you an idea of what's possible on the path. It is not an end-all be-all to what's possible, but it is a lot of information that can help you feel reassured, or it might resonate with you that something deeper is going on in your life. And then the last handout I have is a little guide called Busting the Bliss Myth. If you're tired of hearing a lot of fluff and love and light information and you're having difficulty, it's like, am I really looking for bliss and some experience, or am I looking for something deeper, like a real connection and relationship to my spiritual essence? So check that out. You can download all of them for free. And as always, if you have any questions, please reach out. You can send me an email, info@livelikeeden.com. I am the one that receives the email, so you'll be reaching me directly. Or you can reach out to me on Instagram. It's the only social media I'm on, really. You can send me a message there as well. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will see you next time. That's it for today's show. Thanks so much for listening. If it resonated, please share, follow, and drop a review with your takeaways. It really means a lot. Visit my website at livelikeeden.com to subscribe for weekly reminders and blogs, or sign up for a free 30-minute consult to explore one-on-one guidance sessions if you're really struggling in Awakening's darkness. Take my Awakening quiz to get a personal podcast playlist that meets you exactly where you're at. See you next week for another deep dive.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
We talk to the animals, and we know you can too. On the Animal Communication Podcast, hosted by the three of us, myself, Julie Hiert,
Karen Dundee-Smith, and Meredith Tollison.
We will show you how to deepen your relationship with your beloved animal companions, whether they're alive or in spirit.
As soul-level animal communicators, we explain the process and explore topics such as health, behavior, and play, all from the animal's perspective.
So subscribe and follow us on Apple, Spotify, and listen as part of the mindbodyspirit.fm podcast network.